Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, lots of sporting activities across the globe, but we'll be focusing on the home scene, talking about our ladies who play football. Really, they did well on Wednesday as they file out in different stadiums to at least play themselves when it comes to the NWFL Matchday 4. Let's look at how it went down. NWFL Premiership Matchday 4 wrapped by Bayelsa Queens, FC Robo away wins. Actually, they picked the away wins there. That was the first story there. Although we're looking at the result now, even though the first story should have actually been they want to herald this. Well, Bayelsa Queens was able to win that game 2-0 against Bayelsa Royal Queens. It was the battle of the Queens, Mary Adiremi and Floris Sebastian scoring for Bayelsa Queens there. Good one for Bayelsa Queens. They saw and they conquered. They actually went to play against Royal Queens and they were able to do it. Congrats to the two players who actually scored there. Well, Bayelsa Queens, as I said earlier, they deserve it and they got it in an away win, as FC Robo Queen also did well, picking an away goal. Let's go back to that result now, talking about how Bayelsa Queen was able to do it. Now, Osun Babes, they were at home in Osun State, but they lost that game against Delta Queens. Efiom Ekpeyong and Chinaza Ago was able to score for Delta Queens. You have Eberichuku Oleka putting one back for Osun Babes. Well, it wasn't good enough as Delta Queens actually carried the day. They got the 3 points at stake and they were able to smile home. Abia Angels versus Confluent Queen, the battle of Queens and Angels here. Precious Obasi and Mary Okwara, they shared this point there, 1-1 it ended, and right now, both of them, they actually got a point apiece. You have Rivers Angels, 1-0, they pipped Nigeria Tels in that game scored by Juanita Aguaze, Ghanaian player who right now playing a trade here in Nigeria for Rivers Angels. Congrats to Junita there. And you have Ibom Angels. They lost that game 2-3. It was a 5-goal thriller between FC Robo Queen of Lagos, who actually for the first time in this season got their first win. Talking about FC Robo Queens, for Lashade Jamilus is scoring a brace there. And you have Oladipo Shukurat, while Adekemi Akintan and Imo Jones scored 2 goals for Ibom Angels in Uyo. Well, the 2 goals were not enough as FC Robo Queens came top, winning that game, courtesy of Jamilusi and Shukurat, who actually scored 3 goals for the Lagos-based team. Then you have Edo Queens. Right now, they went out, coming out so hot against Adamawa Queens. 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. Suliat Abidin, Essien scoring the brace. And you have Glory Osage making it 4. Good one for Edo Queens in Benin City. They really show their class by winning 1, 2, 3, 4 in that particular game. Matchday 4 in the NWFL result. Taking us to the way the table is standing right now. Let's look at Group A, because we have Group A and B in the NWFL. Right now, it's Delta Queens are actually calling the shot in Group A. They have 9 points. You have Bayelsa Queens. You have with 7 points. Nigeria Test are standing third after playing their Matchday 4 match. They have 6 points. You have Rivers Angels 6 points also. Osun Babes, Royal Queens, and Heartland FC having 3-3-1 in that pecking order. Well, good one for Delta Queens. After playing just 3 matches, they won 3 out of 4 being played for the week, but they've played 3 for their own. Right now, they are still topping there with 3 wins from 3 games. Good one for Delta Queens. And let's look at Group B, as it's also standing in the NWFL right now. Well, Group B, also Edo Queens actually scored 4 goals right now, also topping with 9 points. They've lost a game. They have 3 wins out of 4. With goals for 10 goals they've scored. They've actually considered 4 goals and have +6 in the goal difference with a point of 9. Nasarawa Amazon 7 points. You have Adamawa Queens standing tall there with 6 points. Abia Angels 4. FC Robo Queens 4. You have Ibom Angels of Uyo, who actually lost that game at home in a 5-goal thriller. They lost against FC Robo Queens. They have 3 points. And you have Confluence Queens of Kogi State with just a point. They've played 3 matches. They lost 2, they drew 1, and it is a -3 for Confluence Queens of Kogi State. Just giving you update concerning how the NWFL Matchday 4 went down across different stadia in Nigeria. Well, I have in the studio Suleiman Shuaibu. Suleiman, you saw that game there. All these matches being played, and the ladies are really showing class. Where you have a 5-goal thriller between FC Robo Queens and Ibom Angels.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure. Yeah, I believe so. I think the ladies are showing a lot of class. You could see how competitive the matches are. Because that's the thing, even when you see men's professional games, you see that there's always a match that there's a thumping, there's a dismantling, and you could see in that 4-0 that a team was probably thumped. But what I love about it is how close and tightly the scorelines are. You can see 2-1, you can see 3-2. This shows that there is actually a tactical battle happening. You can see that the girls are giving it their all. The ladies are actually capable of properly playing the sport at the highest level. And for it to be that competitive, you could see that there's comeback and there's fighting spirit. So it is very necessary for any sport.
Necessary for any sport. And you look at our ladies, really, I love the fact that why we couldn't get, what we couldn't get rather in the NPFL, at least the ladies are giving us right now. If you go back to that result, you see that a lot of goals actually showcased there, where we saw a particular match with 3-2, 5 goals. We saw one with 4 goals. If you calculate the goals for the week right now, match day 4, you can look at almost more than 20 goals from the way it is. It's well, a good one there. When you look at Edo Queens, FC Robo Queens, you have Delta Queens, Bayelsa Queens, all getting a lot of goals for themselves. And the ladies are really raring to go. Match day 5, we are expecting more of this when the ladies will be fighting out. At least this is nice. At least we are talking about football now in Nigeria. The men are yet to actually come up with theirs, but the women are making us enjoy some football at different stadiums.
And that's one of the most important things. The most important thing about any sport is how you draw viewers, how you captivate people. If I'm a random viewer and I've not watched a lot of the sport and I come here and I see the sport and I see how tightly their discourse are, then definitely I'll be interested, I'll be intrigued, I'll be enthralled to come and watch the games, which makes it really interesting. The more unpredictable these matches are, the more viewers they have, the more interesting it is. So I even appreciate 360 Sports, the fact that 360 Sports are spotlighting these spotlighting the games of the women and actually propelling it to the world to see. So very interesting. I'm looking forward to match day 5. I am really looking forward to match day 5.
Yes, talking about the Women League, really, they've made at least Nigerians to at least watch some games. If the men can't start their league yet, at least we have our women playing football, and really it's getting more and more better than before, where it has always been a kind of a later performance coming from the end. But right now we have the league on, and match day 4 just being highlighted there. We'll be expecting match day 5 to also come by Wednesday, and let's say probably at least all these teams, if they will go on Christmas, well, on Christmas holiday. But from the way it is, the ladies really show class yesterday. Good one for FC Robo Queens, picking their first away win, and it was on the road for them to have defeated that's the Ibom Angels on the road. That's a good one there. They are at least yet to win at home, but right now they picked up the pieces where they dropped it last season, and now they are doing well. Congrats to Edo Queens and also Delta Queens, who are really topping their groups, Group A and B. Nasarawa, Amazon, Nigeria Tells, all fighting hard to see how they can upstake them there. Let's leave the NWFL, that's Nigerian Women Football League, and let's talk about basketball. We go NBA now. A lot of games we actually played earlier today, but really, a man that did well for himself, scoring 52 points, Paul Siakam. You can't take it away from him. But right now, let's quickly look at the result of the NBA as it went down over there in America. Quickly, let's look at the result. I just have to give it out to Sacramento Kings. Let's take it from bottom. 134 against Los Angeles Lakers, where King LeBron James, or even though he scored a lot of points there, but right now it's not really going well for LA Lakers. Well, Sacramento Kings won 134 to 120. You have Portland Trail Blazers 98 against Oklahoma City Thunder 101. Houston Rockets 110 against Orlando Magic, who actually scored 116. And you have Dallas Mavericks. They were maverick enough to win against Minnesota Timberwolves 104 to 99. Chicago Bulls 110 against 108. Atlanta Hawks just 2 points separating the Hawks versus the Bulls. Indiana Pacers 117 with ahead of 5 points ahead of Boston Celtic in that game. Brooklyn Nets, they show class. 143 against Golden State Warriors. What happened to State Warriors? Well, Shoaib will be talking about that. 110 to 143, extra 30 points adrift. And you have Toronto Raptors. Yes, they did well against New York Knicks, 106 to 113 in that game. And you have Milwaukee Bucks 106. Antetokounmpo there, 45 points for Antetokounmpo against Cleveland Cavaliers, who actually scored 114. And you have Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons 93. Philadelphia 76ers, who came to the party, saw and conquered 113 against 93. Really, what's a way to go?
First of all, you have to look at the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, if you go back in time, the late great Kobe Bryant, he spoke about James Harden. At that point, James Harden was averaging, I think, 35 points per game. And he said that one player can never win you a championship. You look at Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo came up with 45 points, close to 18 rebounds, but it was still not good enough because he needs support. The trifecta of that team is Drew Holiday. We also have Giannis Antetokounmpo. I also have Drew Middleton. If those three combine, then they'll definitely get a championship run. And now they are topping the Eastern Conference, so I can't really complain. But the fact of the matter is that they need to win more games, and Giannis needs more help. Now, onto the situation of the Warriors. This is where it gets really tricky with the Warriors. How long can the Warriors go on without Steph Curry? Steph Curry is probably their best player, probably in the conversation for the greatest ever Warrior we've seen in our lifetime and in the lifetime of so many. But without Steph Curry, you need Kuminga to step up. You need Jordan Poole to step up. Draymond Green will probably give you 30 points in maybe 8 games, 9 games. But you know that 100% certain will give you that defensive prowess. And he hasn't stepped up for me. I haven't been satisfied with his performance. And the Warriors find themselves 12th in the Western Conference. The fun thing is that they are not even in the conversation for the play-in tournament. So if they don't make the play-in tournament, how exactly do they proceed to the playoffs? Klay Thompson has not been his usual self since the season started. So it's actually really scary for the Golden State Warriors. And it's always interesting when Brooklyn Nets play Golden State Warriors, because we all know that there's the homecoming for Kevin Durant. He won 2 championships there. He won 2 finals MVPs there. So he got 27 points, I think. So at the end of the day, Brooklyn Nets, they also need to step up. They are 4th in the Eastern Conference now. You move on to Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics is always the story of Jason Tatum.
Tatum really, I think he got 41 points.
He got 41 points, but that's the same thing we're having. You need help. Jason Tatum and other superstars in the league will always give you 30 points in their sleep. But you need people to come in with 15 points, with 20 points, with 25 points. And if they are not getting that help, then he cannot really propel the team to glory on his own. But I still feel personally that they are going to step up to the mantle. They will definitely be at the playoffs. Can they make it to the finals? I still have my question mark and an asterisk about that.
Maybe. But from the way it is, even though they lost that game against Indiana Pacers, I still have that because if you look at their conference, they are topping their group.
They are topping their group, but what happened in the playoffs last year? Their confidence shattered. They broke.
Golden State.
They could not play up to the level that we know they are capable of. So I'm now looking at the mentality of the team. How well have they absorbed and comprehended how they lost to Golden State Warriors? Because that was their championship, if you are being honest. That was their championship. So how well have they comprehended it that, that was our championship, we lost it, let's move on with this season. You also look at the Dallas Mavericks. Doncic, they call him Super Doncic in USA because he will always give you 30 points plus. But at the end of the day, he gave them 30 points plus. The support wasn't good enough, but unfortunately, they were able to cross the line with 104 points. Now let's talk about Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler. The question so many people have asked about Jimmy Butler is that when we see him in the finals, we say this is a guy that is capable of being the finals MVP. But where does he go during the regular season? Butler
seems always
the question we're asking ourselves
at times.
When last did Jimmy Butler average 25 points in a game, in a season?
That's been a while.
That's been a while because he's not stepping up to the mantle during the regular season. The only way you can strive in the playoffs is if you do well during the regular season. And finally, LeBron James. Honestly, I actually feel sad for LeBron James because this is not how it is supposed to end. They did not make the playoffs last season. Russell Westbrook, last night he got a triple-double. 13 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists. But triple-double only does so well when you are getting as many points as your teammates. LeBron James is always going to give you 30 points. At the end of the day, he will end up as the greatest scorer basketball has ever seen. He will end up with the highest points accumulated. But I don't really think he's doing his career any justice if he doesn't make the playoff this season. Before the season started, NBA did a list. They voted top 20 best players in the league. LeBron James was 20th, which is testament to his ability. At that age, to be the 20th best, I didn't see that from Kobe Bryant. I didn't see that from Michael Jordan. But what I'm saying is now, he needs to find a way to propel this team without Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis is not as reliable as he used to be. Anthony Davis is not going to give you 30 points per season because he's never on the court. He's always injured most of the time. It's not his fault, but that's the reality of the situation. So LeBron James needs to find a way to make the team work, and every single person at least come up with 15 points or 10 points so that they make the playoffs. If they do not make the playoffs this season, it's detrimental to LeBron James' legacy.
Right now, giving you those updates concerning the NBA. Well, for the likes of LeBron, the King James, really, he tried his best. I think he got about 30 plus points for that particular game, but still, they still lost out. But just have to look at Siakam. Siakam was the highest scorer earlier today by scoring 52 points. What a way to go for the Cameroonian. But really, it's fantastic. And Antetokounmpo too for the 5 points. And you look at all of them, the guys are actually scoring most of these points. At times you check their teams, they may not actually get the win, but seriously, they will always be among the top scorer. But I saw the particular post that has to do with, just the way Lionel Messi, Ronaldo issue, the issue of Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And I saw one of the, that's the old or ex-NBA player saying, even though Michael Jordan, you respect him, the money with everything, but there are so many things that LeBron could actually do that Jordan will never try, according to him.
I subscribe to that thought process. I believe LeBron James is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. Now, I always use this argument when I'm having the LeBron James-Michael Jordan conversation. You put LeBron James and Michael Jordan in the same team, surrounded by the same cast. What stat is Michael Jordan going to surpass LeBron James at? Probably points, but there's an argument to be had there. When it comes to assists, LeBron James is superior. LeBron James probably have more rebounds. When it comes to blocks, there might be a conversation there. So the fact that it's even arguable, because LeBron James has superseded Michael Jordan in points accumulated in their career. LeBron James have had more longevity. Now, what people always used to criticize LeBron James is that he's lost 5 finals. But I never remember a Michael Jordan going up against a Kevin Durant and a Steph Curry on one team. That's the greatest team ever assembled, whether anybody likes it or not. So the fact that LeBron James has lost to that, considering the fact that he had little or no help when he was going on those championship runs, you swap the teams, you put Michael Jordan in that team. He's not beating Kevin Durant and he's not beating Steph Curry. And so many people say, oh, he choked, he shrinked in so many championships. You go to the championship in 1992, the first 2 games, I can't remember Michael Jordan having an excellent game. Scottie Pippen played a magnificent and a gigantic role in those teams. So when you look at Scottie Pippen, how well his all-round game complemented Michael Jordan, you have to understand that Michael Jordan also played in a great team. And Michael Jordan did not need to swap teams because he was always in the best team and he always had arguably the second best player in the league at that time, Scottie Pippen. So for me, I'm in the camp of LeBron James, for me, is the greatest basketball player I have ever seen.
And looking at the fact that, the way Ronaldo, Messi play alongside themselves, this never happened really with Michael Jordan and LeBron, because you look at Michael actually had his own time before LeBron begins to shine. By the time you play the two together, well, that's another answer to come from people out there. But really,
but if they were to play on a one-on-one, who do you think would dominate who?
Well, I think I should go to the LeBron James.
Exactly, that's just what I feel.
But really, well, basketball, it has to do with the era of those who watch both of them. But really, if you check LeBron and Michael Jordan, yes, Michael Jordan, right now, you can't take it away from him. Riches when it comes to this thing called money. But really, LeBron James have really shown class that he can really put a lot of things that Michael Jordan couldn't do to his own style of when it comes to statistics and records. Well, good one there. Giving you update concerning the NBA as it went down earlier today. And we just have to move on. Let's talk about EFL Cup 4th round. Yes, 4th round results. Matches were played in the EFL Cup, the one we know as Carabao Cup. Let's look at the result and we'll talk about Manchester United doing well there. It was a good one for them. Blackburn Rovers against Nottingham Forest. 4-1 from Nottingham Forest. Awoniyi was among the scorers. Good one for Awoniyi. Actually got a goal there that will actually get his morale boosted. You have Charlton Athletic against Brighton, first leg 0-0. And you have Manchester United, Marcus Rashford to the rescue there against Burnley, 2-0. Good one for Manchester United at Old Trafford, because Burnley can always be very, very stubborn team. But right now, they fell flat against Manchester United. And really, good one for Manchester United. I really commend Marcus Rashford after the World Cup aside. He has been able to, I actually saw a particular post saying, well, when you have Marcus Rashford, who needs Ronaldo? You know, Man United fan can be very, very funny. I was like, this is not needed, but really, that's football. Part of the banter that actually makes it very interesting. 2-0 for Manchester United versus Burnley.
First of all, I want to quickly start with the Nottingham Forest match, because I've actually followed Awoni for a very, very long time. I understand when he signed his contract, because I know so many people around the Awoni camp. But one thing I have with Awoni, my issue with him is that he has no technical side to his game. There is no technicality to his game. It's about strength and power, scoring headers. But for him to thrive in the Premier League, he needs to understand that he needs to improve on his link-up play. He needs to improve on his playing back to the goal. He needs to improve on so many factors of his game, especially the technical side. He can't just be raw power and raw strength and shoot the ball and exhibiting energy and all those things. He has to find a way to get the coaches to improve on his technical side. Now, pertaining Manchester United, I was watching this game yesterday night, and to an extent, I feel that the team is looking good, the team is looking sharp, the passes are looking very good. But my question mark, the person I have an asterisk on, is Bruno Fernandes. How many times does this guy need to lose the ball in a game to understand that he needs to be more disciplined in possession? This guy has the ability to shoot with both feet. He has the ability to create chances for his teammates. He has the ability to score goals. But my fundamental issue with Bruno Fernandes is that he loses the ball too often. If he's not disciplined enough in possession, because he's playing in a Ten Hag system, Ten Hag wants to hold the ball. If he keeps losing the ball as much as he does, he might find himself on the bench. He might find himself subdued to a bench role. And he's the captain of this team, vice captain, but Miguel doesn't really start as often as he used to. So my only issue is that he needs to keep on improving on his ability to be disciplined in possession. Marcus Rashford had an individually brilliant goal. He got the ball, he beat two defenders, he shot the ball. I'm looking at Marcus Rashford and I'm saying, where did this guy come from? Marcus Rashford has been heavily inconsistent, but for me, throughout this season, I felt he's been our best attacker. He's been incredible so far this season. So for me, I just think plaudits to Marcus Rashford. I'm looking forward to seeing him play on Monday, on Boxing Day, when the Premier League kicks off.
Good one for Marcus Rashford right now. At least the World Cup is over. He's showing class. It seems he's really has got his groove back concerning Manchester United being able to win against stubborn Burnley in that particular game. Giving you update concerning the AFL Cup right now. Now let's quickly look at Women Champions League. Matches were also played as we look at all the teams that played yesterday. Well, good one for our own assistant Oshoala. Well, she was able to score a brace against Rosinga, 6-0. It ended. What a goal thriller there. Well, good one for Barcelona Femenino rather. You have Bayern ladies 2-0 against Benfica women, where we have Uchebe who plays there, a Nigerian player. We have Lyon Feminine against Juventus. Well, it ended in a draw, rather. Yes, it was a stalemate, 0-0. But for Zurich women, what happened? Arsenal 9 against Zurich, 9-1. A certain player called Manum on the scoring spree there. Good one. Well, for Assistant Oshoala getting the brace, at least it's not a bad one.
So first of all, the Arsenal women, I'm not surprised. I've always said that the two best teams are Arsenal and Lyon, and they're in the same group, and that's the encounter we're really looking forward to, Arsenal versus Lyon. But for me, with the Barcelona Fem and Rosinga, I want to talk about Aishat Oshoala. The greatest ever female footballer I've seen play football is Martha. When Aishat Oshoala broke onto the scene, I said that this person can surpass Martha. She has the abilities, she has the recognition. But I've not seen it. I've not seen her follow that trajectory that I've expected from her. I believe that she can go on to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, women's footballer I've ever seen. But for me, I think there are other factors she needs to work on, because the trajectory set for her was so clear-cut. For her to have that much talent at such a young age, the best African player at such a young age, the best Nigerian player at such a young age. So I don't know exactly what has gone wrong. I'll need to do more investigation into that. But for me, she needs to step up her game, be more consistent, because she has the capabilities to be the greatest ever women's footballer we've ever seen. Bayern ladies and Benfica women, obviously Bayern ladies were going to win, because we all knew that Bayern ladies broke the winning streak of the Barcelona Fem. Their 8 games winning streak, the Bayern ladies broke it. So the encounter I'm looking forward is just, we know that Bayern ladies and Barcelona are going to top their group, is going to be first or second. Lyon and Arsenal women is going to be first or second. Juventus, honestly, they've been horrific. They've been horrendous throughout this season. They need to step up their game, work on next season, because they are third. I don't see how they top Arsenal women or Lyon women, but overall, very good set of results.
Set of result there for Barcelona. They really did well winning that game there, 6-0. And you have, yes, Asisa Toshuala scoring a brace. And you just have to appreciate the fact that even though a lot of talents are biting that lady, she needs to up her game really, but she's scoring goals and she's doing well. We have to appreciate that. Scoring a brace against Rosengard women ain't easy. And also you look at Bayern women being able to defeat Benfica women 2-0 in that game. Good one for Bayern and also Barcelona, but for Arsenal, 9-1 in that encounter against Zurich women. Well, good one for Arsenal. It seems that they are also trying to trade their men, how they actually top the table. Like somebody joked that, well, let me check, during the World Cup, let me check the table. If somebody has not removed Arsenal there, what's the way to go? Well, before we go, let's quickly take two transfers today, one from handball and also one from football. Let's talk about a Nigerian player who plays handball right now. He has moved from one club to the other. The first Nigerian to play handball in Russia. Let's talk about Nigerian handball men's senior international Obina Ani joined Zenit St. Petersburg handball club from Don Cossacks Fedu of Russia. Good one, at least when you look at football in Russia. Zenit St. Petersburg, they are one of the forces. The same with their handball team right now. Obina Ani has joined them from Cossacks and has moved to Zenit St. Petersburg.
First of all, when I saw this deal, I think one thing that every Nigerian needs to understand is that when you get a deal like this, you're actually spotlighting the country and you need to set the benchmark. Now, so many people are going to look at Obina in that team. Let's look at his mentality. Let's see how well he composes himself. Let's look at his professionalism. If he misses in any of these departments, why exactly does Zenit want to sign more Nigerians? So he needs to have exemplary attitude. He needs to set the pace, because if he conducts himself properly and he propels this team to glory, then definitely they'll want to sign more Nigerians. So he needs to look at himself and say that I need to set the pace. I need to set an example, because there are so many Nigerians that are riding on my back and I have that responsibility.
Good one there. And the last one has to do with the man of the moment, Lionel Messi. Yes, news I did actually say that he has agreed a one-year contract extension with Paris Saint-Germain until summer of 2024. Good one for PSG. They were able to at least tie their man down for him not to leave. Well, as from the way it is, Messi, at least he'll be there to 2024.
Okay, so I can actually confirm news that Al-Khaifi and Messi, they've agreed verbally on a one-year contract. He hasn't put pen to paper, but it has verbally been agreed. And it actually makes sense for all parties, because we saw Messi at the World Cup. Messi doesn't look like he's going to slow down this season. I don't think it would be good for the world of football for Messi to go to the MLS or another league right now. Let him stay at the French league. They have Messi and Neymar by his side. So I think his family is okay in France. He's very, very comfortable in France. I think he should stay in France for one more season and show his, to an extent, godly prowess one more time.
Well, let's see what Messi will be offering PSG, at least adding one more year to that deal till 2024. Messi will be there over there in the city of Paris to at least show some skills he has been displaying for so many years. That will be it on 360 Sport. Well, Suleiman Shaibu, thank you very much on the show.
You always have my gratitude for bringing me up the show. It's always a pleasure to come up on 360 Sports.
Good one there. We'll always give you more details when it comes to sporting activities across the globe, showing much emphasis on Nigerian sport. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.